Yo, we are continuing this drawing liquidity back test. I feel like this was what I was missing. It's literally the main key to getting good trades. I remember once I figured out how to find drawing liquidity, I was just waiting and waiting to find my entry model. So to be honest, at the moment, this isn't showing any strength to go higher, so I feel like we could come lower. They are pretty much equal lows when I look at it again. So we got that. I got that on the daily. That's our range on the daily. For now, I'm not taking trades. I'm just not even back testing trades. I'm just back testing drawing liquidity. Okay, again, we took this high here, just wicked it, and now we're coming lower. So we've got that as a target. That could be potential. Hey, Katzen. And then we've got this 4-hour gap that is going to need addressing, really. But the way we took that, especially after a small accumulation after tapping into it, I would say that we're possibly we're going to go far with that. Alright, so we've already took the lower liquidity. Should have been that would have been the easy target. So we're going to keep dropping. Alright, so again, that's going to be a target. Stuff like that. We have got a 30-minute gap there. Okay, cool. So I'm going to split these now. I'm just going to keep this on the 1 minute. And I'm going to keep this on the 15. Alright. Cool, so it's not in my trading time, but let's just see what we can do. Okay, so looking like this high might be next. We did respect this small 15-minute gap. And there's a reason why we could go higher. Take the high of that range, so it could be that high at the moment. Alright, took the low hanging target. I do feel like if we come that far, we would come higher though. Nice, okay. Cool, so let's reassess this. First target hit. Now we're inside of a 4-hour gap. We've got you don't want to be stroked. Okay. We're inside of a 4-hour gap. We just took this high. Really leading to this gap. So really we need to see how we react off this. We do have a small accumulation coming up to it as well. So realistically, we're gonna be looking for shorts at this point, but we need to start seeing some things get disrespected first. So it looks like we might make a little 15-minute gap there. Just waiting to see a turnaround at this point. Okay, that's nice because we've just took that high as well. So I would now drop to 5 on this, and we'll see what starts getting disrespected, what starts getting respected. Alright, so we've respected that 5-minute gap. The question now is going to be what happens in this gap, and that's going to decide which way we're going. Okay, we've reacted really nicely off that. Took liquidity, inverse gap, so we could expect that low, and at the least that low. Okay, so we took the internal low. So it's always best to just go for the low hanging fruit. That would have still been a nice trade. And now we took this high, rejecting the high, and coming back lower. So yeah, we're gonna come for this now. Nothing really stopping us. We've took quite significant liquidity as well coming up that high. Would there be an entry model? 3-minute? No, it's too late. Once we invert that on the 3, it's too late. But yeah, that should be the next low to go then. It's pretty high probability. I don't see why this would come back higher than that high at this point. Any reason why we're coming back higher up now? Oh, okay, because we've got a 3-minute gap there. So still with that low as the intention. That high is now tapped in. We're waiting for an inverse gap on that. We got it, now we enter, and that's our target. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, already my confidence is feeling way better. Like, I forgot that my trading plan is just based on sure things. Like, we just wait for the ultra confirmations. We need a lot of things to line up. So it's currently 22 minutes past. Again, we're in this high. We've closed this gap, so I would say that possibly that's going to be next. But we're going to see how we react first. Close that gap. And it's not fully closed, but yeah, okay, that's next. Pretty simples. Alright, so we're coming back into this range then now. So really the overall target is still that, but now we've got all these lows coming up. We do have a 30-minute. We do have a 30-minute gap here that we need to be aware of. Anything on the 1 is good. Half an hour. Okay. Still waiting half an hour just to see if that closes on the thingy. Cool, so let's go to the 5 on this side. Alright, so we've got a 5-minute order block there with some liquidity in front of it. So this might give us a reaction. We might push a little higher off this. Okay, now we're just going to run straight through it. Nice target hit again. Last target hit again. So we're just strong selling at the moment. We're just making gap after gap. Alright, so we are now coming to this larger area. maybe this is going to be where we get a small reaction. I would still say that that's a safe high, but I would maybe say that we could come and fill some of these gaps. There's quite a lot of liquidity, and I don't see. So that's at least the final target before we give a little reaction. We might not react, we might just keep going. Okay, we've come all the way down to this order block. So this is a tough one really, because we're so far down this range to take shorts. We do get a reaction. I'm guessing at least if we've just inverted that high, we're gonna come and take that, which is pretty obvious, but yeah. Still got more gaps to fill. Alright, so we're inside of a 15-minute gap now. Let's see if we've got anything on the 30-minute. We do have a gap up there on the 30. On the hour, we've now inverted that, so this is now becoming very high. Probable that we're continuing lower. At the moment, there's nothing telling me to go short, but there's no clear higher time. There's no clear long target. So it's just we've been selling for way too long. We did come and tap into this 5-minute gap there. Between two. So no idea where we're going now, to be honest. Alright, we just tapped into a 5-minute gap. Strong momentum out of it. I'd guess then that this is going to be next. I wouldn't say it's super probable because we're opposing sides, but it should possibly hit. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. So I'm starting to think that this whole AMD thing was the thing that started throwing me off. Accumulation is a really good confluence, but just to trade accumulation, it throws you off a little, whereas that made a lot of sense. We're just trying to make sense of things, that's all. So right now, took the high, but just about. Okay, we might have come far enough now, unless we're building liquidity. So the 30-minute, we have just tapped into the gap on this high here. Okay, so these highs just tapped into this 30-minute gap, look, within this small time frame. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens next. We're kind of just accumulating at the moment. We don't know. This is still holding on a 5. So I'm still not sure where we're going here. But that's still holding on the 5 as well. So we've got two fair value gaps going at it at the moment. We've got that one, and we've got that one. People just fighting in between these two gaps. Still held. Alright, now we're pushing down. Just inverted this gap, so definitely that is the next target. At least, and then maybe there's there's some smaller targets here. No, not really. Okay, hit that. Don't know what's going to happen next because we've got gaps to fill. Okay, cool. So we are now coming down. What's this? Oh, these are two overlapping gaps in there. Alright, so obviously next target is going to be them lows as well. Okay, so now it looks like we're fighting this gap. Don't want to see that kind of thing because that means we're, yeah, probably a bit overly late now. So let's just keep this moving. Alright, we'll go from 9 o'clock. This, to be honest, this is adding me so much more confidence because it's showing that I can trade at any time. Alright, so let's see this higher time frame stuff. Let's start fresh on this. So, yeah, okay. Daily's still giving me nothing really, but I'd expect it to be them lows. No PDRAs here really. So we took that, came up, respected this, and now we're pushing down. That might be our next target. If it's not, then it might be that, but I don't think it will be that. And again, yeah, this is pretty confident now that we're going to these targets. So we'd go there. Just took this liquidity here. I'd say that that's pretty much protected. We are bouncing off a 1 hour gap. So let's have a look. We are, I've drawn that out. That was our initial 1 hour gap that respected, very heavily respected as well. And then we need to draw out this, which is our 1 hour gap that we're struggling with. So I'm just going to write these out. 1 hour fair value gap, and then 1 hour fair value gap. Let's pull that in so I can see it on the lower time frames as well. Cool. So let's see. Really nice rejection, really nice heavy push out as well. We did try and break the gap. Okay, we did close the gap on that. Okay, so I might actually move that just to there because now we've got a 15-minute gap, which we're looking like we're about to close past, and we did. So still no real targets to go long at the moment because selling looks more likely. So let's see the 5. Alright, we've respected that on the 5. We have closed a lot of gaps on the 5. There is now a reason that we've come up higher because we've got a lot of wicks on the 5. So really, if we start seeing a push down like that, this could be a good place to get in. We've just inverted this. This low could be the next target. Okay, so obviously this is pretty strong now. We've inverted that. Bit too late to get in, but that should be the next target, that low. Nice, hit both lows. Okay, let's zoom back out, reassess. Oh man, I'm feeling so much more confident right now. That was all I was missing, just strong draw liquidity skills. So nothing stopping us really from hitting all the way to that low as well. So I'm guessing we're just going to continue to dump a little bit further. Okay, not yet. Let's see why we're doing this. Can't believe you've done this. Okay, so I guess we're doing that because we're building up some liquidity for the opposite way. So on the 15 we've closed all gaps. On the 5 we haven't. So let's have a little look at this little 5-minute gap. Come over, took the high. No real reason to come higher than this unless we come and take these highs, but it's not for sure. There's nothing to confirm that. I'd say once we close this gap here, I'm pretty confident that that's the next low. See on the 3. Yeah, I'd say that we could get in a trade taking it to that low then now. Not 100% confident in it, but it should go. Okay, maybe not. Would there have been signs to tell us that that was going to fail then? To be fair as well, low-hanging fruit is these ones, these internal ones. So we're actually coming up higher now. Looking at we might take this high, we are accumulating as well. So maybe once we take that high, it could be the move we're looking for. However, we don't really have any. 3 minute. Okay, 3 minute shows us a fair value gap that needed tapping into. So now we'd look for our inversion. We should not come up past this high, and we do match it or sweep it. Okay, interesting. So, okay, so that high has been taken. 10:02. This should start reversing though now, surely. Oh, hold on. We need to keep checking these other time frames. Alright, cool. So we need to flip the bias in now. We've just run through everything. So that could be our next target. Sorry, no. This is the 15. Okay, so hit that. I would still say that 1 hour is our overall target. I guess looking like we're accumulating between that and that, so this could be actually our overall higher target because we're failing to break out of that. Safe target could be this high. So let's have a little look. Okay, so let's jump to the 5. We can't really just jump in this with nothing else backing it. We need some kind of pull back into the range. We can get it. Looks like we're building up some liquidity there, so we can take it. Took that high and that high. This is one of them now where it might just flip back on us. This might have just come to gather up all the lost orders or just give people better prices again. However, we have inverted that. So again, we're going to have to watch how we react. It's all about the reaction. So we have to watch how we react inside of this and when we take these lows as well. We're kind of waiting for them to go. If we get that, we might not. 5 minute, nothing to show. 1 minute, anyone's guess. We're just running through things and then respecting them and then disrespecting them. It's just all over the place. So that's a big reaction. Unfortunately, nothing to show except for that fair value gap right there. So I guess that kind of all lines up now that this is our next high. 15 minute we've tapped into. No other reason now why we shouldn't go and take that high. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay. Clean as a bean. Okay, so reassess again. So what was I saying now? We shouldn't have come back up to here, so we're now going to watch out for this fair value gap here, and I think that this high might go because this to this seems like an accumulation. So we're going to wait and see if there's any video rays, that we can judge this off. So we could do it easily with that 30, and we've got a 15 minute gap there, so let's use that as our idea. That's taken, that's taken. Okay, big reaction off that now. So we're kind of in the middle of not knowing right now which direction the draw is. And play this out a little further. Okay, looking like that high could be next. Nice. Looking like we might invert this. We have inverted that. Okay, cool. So we're pretty locked in with that now. We're gonna have to look for some moves now. Say that that's the overall high, but we could come lower still. Alright, we just inverted that, so that's not now safe to go long yet. Cool. So this is looking like we might have a potential long opportunity now. See how we react to this. We've inverted that, so that shouldn't let us go long. 3 minute, we have rejected it a couple of times actually. No, we're still failing. So I would guess. Oh, hang on, we got another 5 minute gap here, and a 5 minute above. 15 we've inverted, so 15 I'd say the target would be there. But the 5 doesn't agree yet until we disrespect that. So we do have a 5 minute gap here as well. Gotta be careful really because we are reacting off of that, so this isn't safe yet. Okay. And that's just closed that, and we've reacted off of this small gap here. Still not safe. Alright, looks like that might have helped us come higher. Haven't fully inverted that, but yeah, okay, the high is gonna go. Alright, so we're still coming towards this higher time frame high. Disrespected that, yeah, I'm pretty confident that that higher time frame high is gonna go. Let's check on the one. Okay, we'll come back to close it on the one. Oh, okay, 1 hour gap is rejecting right now. So we kind of are in the middle of a war here. So we've got a big 1 hour gap that is still rejecting. I would be pretty confident to say that that high is going to go there. So we're just going to keep looking. 5 minutes, no. 15 minute, no. 5 minute. Still doing mad moves. And one more chance before you get in that. That would go to that high now. Yeah, hit. Beautiful. Okay, so reassess. Man, it never stops, does it? You just hit one target and you go again. So that was actually a 4 hour target, I believe. So really we need to see how this is going to react. We've got an hour until this closes. So I'm going to draw this gap out because it's quite important at this point. Daily time frame. Looking like quite a strong bullish candle actually, so. And we haven't swept this low. Tough one to be honest. Don't really know which direction we're going here. It's either going to be that or it's going to be this. But we need to really wait and see. So yeah, I guess we could keep watching on the 1 hour, but 1 hour and 4 hour are going to close on the same time, so we don't really need to watch on the 4 hour. On the 1 hour, sorry. Alright, so let's see what we're saying on the 1 minute. Looking very bullish still. Let's drop to the 15. There's the final part of that gap. I'm going to just draw that out with a little ray. Right, that's where the 15-minute gap is. So we'll see what that is saying in the next 45 minutes. So did we close that on a 15? No, we didn't. What are we expecting here? We're expecting to reject. Ah, right, okay. So ridiculous news candle, but we did reject, and then we did come flat low. Jesus Christ, man! Look at all that build up. Look at that, bro. Freaking AMD. I think this is the thing, man. I was like, I found AMD, and I was like, oh my god, AMD is the truth. AMD is the truth. But you can't just have one concept to make money. You have to learn a bunch of concepts to make money consistently. That is one nuts accumulation. Look, and then manipulated higher. And then that's money blow. Money blow. Look, even the people who are in short here got fucked. Got fucked in the ass. Alright, nice. Oh man, I feel so much better after doing that. Oh, okay. I guess I need to rejig this model then. Not even just drawing liquidity on one time frame though, it's just clear drawing liquidity. All time frames. Liquidity. So I'd say significant liquidity taken. I'd even say respecting PD raise is going to be up there with drawing liquidity. And then I'm just going to put AMD because it is a nice confluence to have, but it's not going to be, it can't be the model. It can't. It's just got to be a confluence. That is what has lost my vision. Like, looking for AMD models all the time and just disregarding everything else. Like, I found that it was powerful, but really it's just another confluence you can trade without AMD. And I started letting what I saw as accumulations dictate my bias, and that is just not the way to do it. Okay, I want to give my head a small rest because I feel like I've been going for a while on this. It's only been 35 minutes. Okay, I'm going to have a small rest.